Welcome to Brunswick Beat,
Brunswick County's only television news show brought to you by the Brunswick Beacon. I'm Rachel Johnson.
and I'm Stacy Manning. The DSS board has fired its executive director. Patty Connolly had been employed less than 17 months. The decision came after the board went into closed session. The board's newly hired attorney, Ken Campbell, said the decision came after employee outcry at a specially called meeting last Thursday. Sandy Jackson has been named interim director.
In 2008, Schlote realtor Adam Bradshaw never returned home from a property showing in Ocean Isle Beach. Now, 4 years later, the man accused of killing him is having his day in court. Testimony in Craig Bryant's murder trial continues this week. The prosecution is in the midst of presenting its case. District Attorney John David alleged in his opening statements that Bryant lured Adam to an abandoned home and shot him. Bryant and Adam were involved in a property deal that went sour. For details on the trial, pick up this week's Beacon and follow the case online at brunswickbeacon.com.
Brunswick County was under a flood watch through Wednesday morning. As Hurricane Isaac moved through Louisiana, our area was expected to get heavy rains. The National Weather Service predicted 2 to 5 inches could fall on Tuesday and Wednesday. The area is fairly saturated. According to at least one weather group online, it has rained 25 out of 28 days this August. Oddly, however, just last week, Brunswick County was listed as in a moderate drought. Although the county is about an inch above normal for rainfall this August, we have lagged behind normal rainfall amounts for much of the summer.
Another wild animal in the Oak Island area has tested positive for rabies. This time it was a bobcat on the mainland on Long Beach Road. On August 17th, a man saw a bobcat chasing his dog. About an hour later, the bobcat charged a second man in his yard and tried to attack him. The second man grabbed a tire iron, threw it at the animal, and killed it. Oak Island Animal Services conducted an investigation and took the bobcat to Brunswick County Animal Protective Services. Animal Services sent the bobcat to the state lab for testing. This is the 4th confirmed case this year. Health officials remind all residents that dogs and cats older than 4 months must be vaccinated for rabies. Violators face fines, and unprotected pets that come in contact with rabid animals may have to be put down.
The owner of a Leland dance studio is out on bond after being charged with first-degree statutory sex offense with a child. On August 17th, Leland police charged Jamie Watson, 36, of Leland, with 2 counts of sexual offense with a child younger than 13. A man complained to police alleging Watson had committed a sex offense involving the man's child. Watson is co-owner of Revolution Dance Studio with his wife, Tracy. He was a professional partner in this year's winning team in Dancing with the Brunswick County Stars on August 10th. The event is a fundraiser for Brunswick Community College Foundation. Foundation officials had no comment about Watson's arrest.
Holden Beach has initiated a community-supported cat management and rescue program. Town manager David Hewitt said the program will place several small colonies of feral cats on private property on the island. He said the program is designed to serve as a rescue program for cats. Janie Withers of Possibilities said cat programs work well in communities where they are properly managed. She cites successful trap and neuter and return programs at Ocean Isle Beach and Sea Trail in Sunset Beach as examples.
Having volunteers help with homeless, adoptable animals is just one of the changes that have occurred since the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office took over the county animal shelter in July. Now called Brunswick County Animal Protective Services, the shelter lets volunteers come and walk the dogs, play with the cats, and distribute treats. Even the animals seem happier as dogs housed in the kennels look forward to going for walks and exercise in the new dog play yard. There are new t-shirts, art murals, and better adoption rates. Shelter Director Tommy Tolley says out of 1,000 animals brought to the shelter in July and August, 284 have been placed. There are also extended hours at the shelter, including Saturdays. For more information, call the shelter at 754-8204.
Matthew Cameron, 42, of 1739 Point Windward Place, Schlote, has been charged with 4 counts related to insurance fraud. Criminal investigators say Cameron filed fraudulent short-term disability claims with Aflac Insurance Company between January and May 2011, for which he received $6,320 in benefits. They say he wasn't entitled to those benefits. Cameron was arrested on August 27th with the help of parole officers from the North Carolina Department of Corrections. He was taken to the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office Detention Center on a $10,000 secured bond.
Sunset Beach has successfully negotiated a reduced rate for recycling within town limits. Starting October 1st and continuing through September 30th, 2013, residents within town limits can participate in the county's curbside recycling program through Waste Industries. It has a fee of $43.80. Residents can enroll by coming to Sunset Beach Town Hall starting this week during regular business hours. Residents must enroll no later than Friday, September 14th. While enrollment must be in person at Town Hall, the application is available on the town's website at sunsetbeachnc.gov. Residents may bring a check payable to the Town Hall for the full amount when they enroll. For more information, call Town Hall at 579-3808.
Vietnam veteran Frank Richardson of Calabash says he was honored to have taken a photograph of astronaut Neil Armstrong on December 25, 1969, less than 6 months after Armstrong's walk on the moon. Armstrong died Saturday, August 25th at age 82 following complications from recent heart surgery. Richardson got a chance to meet, photograph, and talk to Armstrong backstage when he and Bob Hope and other entertainers were in Vietnam. Richardson was an Army captain at the time, serving in the 1st Brigade of the 5th Infantry Division. Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. Saukesty beat West Brunswick 35-28 in a non-conference football game on Saturday afternoon at M.H. Rourke Stadium. West senior running back Markel Jones, in his first football game in 2 years, scored 3 touchdowns. The first time he touched the ball, Jones scored on a 65-yard run and gained 249 yards. He also caught 3 passes for 20 yards. Teammate running back Cahill Goss scored one touchdown, and gained unofficially 159 yards. West is 0-2 and plays on Friday at North Myrtle Beach. It was old-school smash-mouth football Friday night at Ashley High School as South Brunswick scored twice in the 4th quarter and won 41-40 in overtime. The final playoff came down to a 2-point conversion attempt by Ashley. The win for South was the first for Rusk as South Brunswick's head coach. In a game plagued by big turnovers from both teams, North Brunswick managed to put together 2 near-perfect quarters and then held off a late comeback by the Trask Titans to take home a 26-14 victory. The Scorpions mounted a 26-0 lead by capitalizing on the Titans' turnovers and running the ball right at Trask. Then the turnovers fell in Trask's favors, and it scored 14 straight points. It wasn't until a clock-eating 19-play drive that North was able to steal the victory. Read all these stories and see more great photos in this week's sports section of The Beacon.
Brunswick County Animal Shelter today with volunteer Erin Fowler, who is also a phenomenal pet photographer with a perfect day photography. She comes down here all the time to shoot the dogs and the cats for use in the photographs that you see in just about everywhere on Facebook and in the Beacon too. Thank you,
Yes,
Erin.
you're welcome.
And Erin, who do you have here today?
This is Jed. He's a little bit of a Heinz 57, maybe between a German Shorthair Pointer and a Blue Tick Hound. He's a few months old. We have him and his brother here with us, but he's a sweetheart and just loves to play.
And he's just a baby too.
He's
got energy, but yet he, like you said, he's a good cuddly dog too.
Yes, and
right?
he loves to give kisses. So.
Oh, he's a very sweet dog too.
Yes.
Well, you can come out and visit with Jet and with all the other dogs and cats available for adoption. The shelter is open for visitation by the public from 10 to 5:30 Mondays through Thursdays, and 10 to 4:30 Fridays, and from 10 to 1:30 on Saturdays. So come on out to the Brunswick County Animal Shelter and meet Jet and all the other dogs and cats available for adoption.
Alabama theater entertainer Greg Rolls is coming to Sunset Beach on September 8th. Greg Rolls and Friends in Concert will be at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary of Seaside United Methodist Church. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children ages 10 and younger. The concert will consist of songs and stories that will tell of his personal testimony of faith. He will be accompanied by fellow Alabama theater cast members on violin and guitar. Tickets can be purchased online at seasideunitedmethodistchurch.org or by calling 579-5753.
The 2012 Brunswick County Intercultural Festival is just around the corner. The annual event will be September 8th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. on the grounds of Odell Williamson Auditorium on the BCC campus. Admission is free. The day is packed with an array of entertainment, culture, and food, and is an event you won't want to miss. So look inside this week's Beacon for more information on the festival.
History buff, story performer, and local author Joan Leota is proud of her latest book, Julia Goes to War. Leota's historic novel is the first of 4 she's contracted to write for a Legacy of Honor series. The novel deals with the coming of age of Julia, a young Italian-American girl who leaves home to work in the war effort in the Wilmington shipyards. While on the job, she falls in love with a man who is not Italian-American and whom her parents do not like. Leota says the main character was originally a short story inspired by a friend named Julia. Leota writes what's called sweet romance novels. All of her books in this series will fit into that category. Leota loves to do research for her novels that draw from history. Julia Goes to War is available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble's website, or from DesertBreezePublishing.com. The novel is available in different formats, including a PDF file for readers who want to print it out instead of using an e-reader.
In February last year, Billy Ray Stone was killed on NC-17. He was involved in a single vehicle crash. Billy was driving home from work in Wilmington, where he was training to be a manager at Wendy's. More than a year and a half later, his family is attempting to raise money to purchase a headstone for his grave. On Saturday, they will be selling barbecue chicken plates with all the fixings for $6 in front of the Lowe's Foods on Ocean Isle Beach.
Annual 9/11 events are just around the corner in Brunswick County and across the state line in South Carolina. Events on Tuesday, September 11th kick off with a memorial mass at 8 a.m. at Our Lady Star of the Sea Catholic Church in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. At 10 a.m., a motorcade will leave from the old Lowe's Foods parking lot on Highway 904 and will proceed to Brunswick Community College in Bolivia for an 11 a.m. ceremony. A 9/11 memorial service is also scheduled for 7 p.m. Tuesday, September 11th at Shallotte Middle School. That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. If you have comments or suggestions for us at Brunswick Beat, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com. Don't forget to follow the Beacon on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Brunswick Beacon.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a brand new edition of Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only television news show. Look for the latest edition of Island Living inside this week's Beacon. We close out this week's show with images of the first day of school in Brunswick County.